One word to describe the Melbourne office market would be juggernaut. This is a market where we're seeing above trend net absorption and a sharp reduction in vacancy.
I think Sydney is been incredibly strong. I think the one word is probably at the moment is challenging from an occupier's perspective around setting themselves for the future. We've got so much promise coming in new supply that are coming into areas like Parramatta and North Sydney. The availability of that though, in many respects, is still some time off. So it's the challenge at the moment for occupiers is to set themselves into that next phase.
Perth is a market which is recovering and recovering a lot sharper than people expected. There's been some big announcements around new mining projects, and we're seeing very strong inquiry and activity within the Perth CBD.
I guess is really cracking the nut around flexibility for occupiers, and there's been a huge amount of column space and commentary given to co-working, but it's also around that third space and the pay-as-you-go model that occupiers are really looking for to offlay some of the occupancy costs that they've sort of been deeply embedded.
I think when you're looking at how investors are looking across the Australian office market landscape at the moment, it's around a change in strategy when you look at Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth. If you look at Adelaide as an illustration, it's all about the defence sector. The Commonwealth of Australia is in the midst of an unprecedented defence spend, and that's having a very positive impact on the Adelaide market.
Brisbane's very much state government focused from a demand perspective, and that's certainly seen some strong absorption of the existing vacancy in that market at the moment. And I think we're starting to see, I guess, more green shoots of real growth from corporate tenants. To a large extent, it's really about the efficiency of floor plates and the abilities to do, effectively do more with less.
They want their external clients when they're coming in to see the culture or the personality of the organisation, and that's often expressed through their office space.
I think the biggest thing is the ability for tenants to work with their landlords, with those investor clients, and so the Internet of Things, the ability to really get meaningful data that the landlord and tenant can then collaborate on how they best change and adapt depending on the occupancy of that tenant.
I think the ability to collect data on how people are actually feeling is very important, because ultimately if you feel comfortable, that's when you're at your most productive.